Hey guys, my name is Charlie. I own a real estate brokerage here in California. And in this video, we are going over 8 crucial things you need to know before getting a real estate license. In my opinion, getting a real estate license is one of the best licenses to get. But before starting your real estate journey, there are these things you need to know that will help improve your chances of seeing success. So without further ado, let's get started. The first thing you need to know is that in real estate, your income is uncapped. What I mean by this is that your pay is infinitely scalable. Whenever your pay is based on commission and it's not based on the number of hours you necessarily work, this is when, yes, you could not make any money if you don't close any deals, but also you can close a lot of deals and make a ton of money. So based on my research, the median agent salary in 2020 was $49,700. Don't let that scare you. There are tons and tons of agents making well over $1 million, $5 million, and even more than that. And if you look at some of the top states, you can see that the average incomes reach into the 60s, 70s, and even hundreds of thousands of dollars in New York. So yeah, those are just averages and medians. You know, if you perform much better than these agents, then you can absolutely make a ton of money. For example, you have agents like Ryan Serhant, you have agents from Selling Sunset, and there are even so many other agents out there that you never heard of that make well over $1 million per year. After working as a solo agent for a while, you can start building up a team of buyers agents, listing agents, transaction coordinators, and other people to help you. This is when you can really scale to 7 figures and beyond. So the point is, this uncapped income is very enticing, but it takes time and consistent focus in order to get there. The next thing you have to know is that marketing is everything. The best case scenario for any type of real estate agent is a ton of eyeballs on them and being the first agent that people think of when they think real estate agent. There are tons of different strategies you can use to market yourself, and you'll need to identify the ones that suit you the best. It's really this whole concept of pay to play, where you need to pay with money or your time in order to get clients. And this is really the most important thing for any real estate agent to realize. You could be the best real estate agent in the world. You can know every single thing there is about real estate. But if no one knows that you are a real estate agent, then sadly, no one is going to come to you and you won't have any clients. And while you might get the occasional client from people that you know, we really want that steady stream of clients year round. So as far as marketing channels goes, social media is the really big one that I think a lot of you guys need to focus on. In my opinion, every successful real estate agent in about 10 years is going to have some type of social media account. So this could be YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, anything that can really get their name out there. If you want to really succeed, you want to spend money and you want to spend time building up your social media channels. Another thing you can do to get clients is to buy leads from somewhere like Zillow or your brokerage. There are a lot of companies out there that can provide you for X amount of leads for, let's say, a monthly fixed price. Or if you don't want to do that, you can spend your own time cold calling, door knocking, passing out flyers, anything to get your name out there to people around your area. But yeah, the main point for this one is you need to know that marketing is so important and you need to focus the majority of your time and energy on it. Number 3 is you want to have a small nest egg before you get into real estate. It takes on average about 6 to 12 months for an agent to sell their first home. And this is especially true in competitive markets like Los Angeles or New York. If you're in a more remote area, you might sell your first house quicker than that, but I still do think that it's very important to go into this field with the expectation that it might take some time for you to get your first client. If you're broke right now and if you don't have any type of nest egg, I don't recommend jumping into real estate as your only thing, especially if you are in a competitive market. You'll want to save enough so that you don't need to rely on real estate commissions for, let's say, the first 6 to 12 months. Or better than that, you can have some type of passive income or some type of side hustle that you're doing on the side to cover your bills in case you don't close anything that quickly. But yeah, I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard the stat that as much as 80% of new agents will fail within the first 2 years. And why is that? 1 is because they run out of money, and 2, they don't realize many of the things that we were talking about in this video before getting started. So yeah, definitely build that nest egg before committing to becoming a real estate agent. The next really important thing you need to know is that you need to set metrics. As a real estate agent, no one is really looking over your shoulder all the time. And when you are your own boss, it becomes pretty dangerous because no one is really holding you accountable. And that's why you really need accountability. And that's why you really need to track the things that will result in performance. What I recommend is not focusing on tracking your deals or the amount of money that you're making. Instead, you want to track the things and actions that actually lead to those deals. And like I mentioned earlier, marketing is king. So go into real estate knowing that a majority of your time is not going to be spent, learning about real estate. In fact, it's going to be spent just marketing yourself. So getting back on setting your metrics, you might want to say, I'm going to create X pieces of content by this day, or I'm going to make 50 calls each day, or door knock, 20 doors, or send out X amount of mailers each week. Track these things and not the money or the number of deals, because when you track the actions that actually drive the number of deals and money you make, that's when you can really see success. So yeah, really get into this mindset before you get your license, as it will definitely help you see success much faster. The next thing you have to know is that the process of getting your real estate license can take a lot longer than you'd think. It really depends on your state, because each state is going to have different requirements. But yeah, basically you're taking a class with X amount of hours of instruction. So here in California, that's going to be 135 hours. You'll pass the final exam for your course, then you will apply to take your state exam. You'll wait for that to go through, you'll get scheduled a date for your test, and then you'll have to go and pass that state exam. In California, for example, it's going to take you at least 90 days minimum to go through this whole process. Now, a lot of people get caught up on the education. They spend a lot of time going through the course, and unfortunately, a lot of people get burnt out. What I recommend for most people is just take your education through an online course. For example, I took my salesperson and broker education requirements through Real Estate Express. They're probably the most affordable real estate education out there, and I think for most states it's going to cost under $100. So if you do want to check them out, I will put a link to them down below. But yeah, like I was saying, a lot of people, they'll read all the information, they'll take really detailed notes, and that just eats up so much time. And I want to tell you guys that I don't think that is very necessary. My personal strategy to pass the salesperson, brokers, as well as my loan license exams was to skim through the online education, read the really important parts, look at the key bolded words, and then spending the majority of my time actually taking these practice exams where they have tons and tons of these questions that mimic the real estate exam questions. By doing this, you are looking at all the different ways that they can possibly test you on this material, and you'll see that a lot of the questions on the practice test go hand in hand with the questions that you eventually see on the real estate test. I'm not saying to absolutely not focus on anything in the course. That would not be good. But instead of spending all your effort on that and then just spending maybe a few hours on practice exam questions, I'd say flip that around and really prioritize those practice exam questions. That is absolutely the best way that you can spend your time studying for the test. The next really important thing, and this could completely change your whole real estate career, is to get a mentor. Especially in something like real estate, guidance is so important, as well as your network. All the stuff you learn in your online course, it's going to be important, but it's really not going to help you much at all in getting through a real estate transaction. I can almost guarantee that you will become successful in real estate if you, one, get a mentor, and two, work with them for 1 to 2 years. Even if they take like a 50% cut, I guarantee you that that is completely worth it, as long as they are a really good broker. By having a mentor like this is basically a cheat code. A lot of people are scared because they take quite a big cut from you for however long you're working with them, but really this is absolutely going to pay off later. The alternative to finding a mentor like that, since I know it can be quite hard to find someone like that, is to work on a team. Make sure you have a really great team leader that is sort of like your mentor. Doing this will really ensure that you have the knowledge to get through real estate transactions, as well as starting to build up your client list, as well as the connections you have in the industry. There are many great brokerages out there for new agents, for example, Keller Williams and EXP. I know that they have great new sales agent training programs, so those brokerages could be really great if you are starting out. But yeah, if you can, and if you really want to do real estate full time, try and find that really experienced mentor who can guide you through everything, allowing you to sort of piggyback on their success and see success a lot quicker. The next thing that you should know is that you can do real estate part-time, but this is a pretty controversial thing. In my opinion, you can do real estate part-time, but many other people think you cannot. The reason why I think you can is because I personally do real estate part-time. I got my real estate license to help buy my first place, as well as to help friends and family buy places as well. And it's a license I've had since 2017. It's been a great part-time side hustle, and that side hustle eventually evolved into me getting my broker's license and opening up my own brokerage. Now, while you can do real estate part-time, I will say that if you really want to be super successful in real estate, you want to be like the top 5% of real estate agents, you will 100% need to do it full time. Without doing it full time and making real estate your entire life, you will never become the best realtor out there for your clients. You won't have as many contacts, experience, good recommendations, or knowledge about the area as someone that devotes their entire life to real estate. So yeah, know what your intent is and just know that I think you can do it part-time, but if you want to be the best, you should do it full-time. Now, if you're not even sure if you want to become like an agent, but you are more sure that you want to become a real estate investor, I still do think that your real estate license is a great license to have because you're going to learn a lot of things that are going to help you with real estate investing later on. And lastly, you have to know that there are a million different ways to succeed in real estate. You do not need to do what everyone else is doing in order to succeed in this business. For example, we have cold calling, right? People have been doing this for many, many years. To see success in real estate, you do not need to cold call to generate leads. Like I mentioned earlier, there's this whole social media thing, and that can really scale your lead generation way beyond you calling a bunch of random people asking for business. So yeah, if you're like me and you don't like cold calling, just know that there are so many other ways to do lead generation. We are so lucky to have the internet, and one thing you can do is think, what types of value can I give out to the internet that will actually result in me getting eyeballs on me and therefore leading to clients coming my way? For example, many real estate agents could have a YouTube channel making content about their local market. If people search this and they find you, then well, you are going to be the first agent that they think about. Especially if you've given them so much value, then it just doesn't make sense for them to use anyone else besides you. And yeah, I want you guys to know that you should not be afraid of any type of marketing. There are a million different ways to reach the top in real estate, but you should know that you can't reach the top doing things that everyone else is doing. Otherwise, everyone would be at the top, and that's just impossible. So personally, I think this is great for the younger, new realtors out there, especially when you consider the fact that the average agent in the United States is 54 years old. We do have an advantage because we can focus more on tech, on social media, and we can really target this new generation of home buyers that will probably relate to us better than the older people out there. And even if you're not young, you will still be able to take advantage of social media because these tactics work on the older generations as well. Everyone is affected by the internet. So yeah, those are the 8 things you absolutely have to know before getting a real estate license. Like I mentioned earlier, if you are looking for a place to get your real estate license, definitely check out Real Estate Express, and I'll link them down below. I got all my real estate licenses through them, and they're definitely the most affordable and easy way to get your license. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button and also subscribe to my channel to see more videos just like this. I make a ton of content about personal finance, entrepreneurship, and investing. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.